Like when we left for the election party, it was the first time we left him in the kennel for 2 hours.
Was he with anybody or solo?
Well, we were all at Otto's. I mean, there was nobody in the
I
house.
didn't know if anybody came to.
So it's slow going.
Oh, I was thinking that's what it was, a painting party when he was at doing daycare or something.
Yeah, yeah. They're saying there should be an announcement sometime today on the election, so that'll be kind of good.
It's, I don't think that. Yeah, I've been putting a kitten in the restroom at night and she
Is
just
she
goes-
moving better, or?
Yeah, she finally has the oh yeah. She likes to have run of the house and I'm not fine with that. I like, you know.
I didn't want to be mean-spirited, but when she talked about... Can't hear me? Okay. So your employment stuff is not... I didn't want to be mean-spirited, but when she's talking about being really warm sometime, that won't be menopause. But I thought that would be a bad thing to say. Jason's kid's name?
Nathaniel. Not Nathan.
Not Nate. Tyree? 6'4". Oh, yes.
Well, 6'2".
Yeah. When doing the rock, your head doesn't go back. So I don't do that, right?
So I had to hold myself up. So it's almost back, but it's never the top of the head. It's the U part. So if it helps, if you put your hand on my head, you basically had to keep my spine up. How does it look? So it is going up because I have to help engage it.
So it's not back.
Yeah, yes, because that separates the muscles, so they have to be recruited. We have 2 people.
So, I'm not migraine. If they take 2 steps and you aren't covered in leaves, it would slide under leaves, pick it up. So if you're throwing the leaves as a way of not only the quickness of that step, but also the reaching step,
I say reaching in intention.
reaching intention. There you go. So that's why you're kicking the leaves.
Well, and just so you know, I mean, that is a variation of the walk.
Well, it's just an exercise, really.
But it is a variation of the walk.
10 minutes
Yep. Where's your 9 minutes?
and 55 cents.
Sorry, you have 11 minutes. Sorry.
So, do you want to give it to before me or just be surprised?
It's up to you.
I'll surprise you. Might chortle a little bit. That's okay.
Or we start at 10 minutes. When we get to the last 60 seconds, I'll plug you in.
Actually, last 5 minutes,
Last 5 seconds.
okay? Oh, 5 minutes.
Okay.
And that way, we'll just be quiet.
You're right. 5 seconds.
Come on, dude.
Yeah, that's me.
But that way, if there is a problem, we can,
Yeah, me, drunk Superman.
block of time to work it out.
Okay. So you have a second person.
It doesn't say who it is.
Now, you can pay YouTube, get a list afterwards, but, yeah, that's it.
Have you seen the documentary, The Social Dilemma?
No, I haven't heard a lot about it.
I'm gonna watch it tonight, and I'm a little nervous.
That's basketball. She's texted like 20 times. Or none of the texts are coming through. Yeah, but I want pieces of Wi-Fi. So. Which one?
Try 841
The landline, 20th time?
Call Lucy's phone, but she doesn't use it.
She texted like the last two times I've called.
Plus, she likes to have the phone, so it's like, your phone, you can answer it.
So, keep me on the phone. I did not. It's, so, very good to hear the music. And as you know, we'll see.
Dang, it's very boring.
Yes, they are.
Jamie's
Oh,
up
that's
next.
what you hear is what. That's okay. All right.
Everything okay?
She said she could hear everything? Okay. And you know what? We have 5 minutes left. Can you hear me? Can you hear me calling? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah, he was a wife beater too. She doesn't have one. Okay.
So, with, to push the mic is on,
Okay.
to turn this mic off. Makes sense?
Yeah. So can people on the internet hear us? Okay. That's all we should.
I didn't change my settings because I lost the mic. I gave the mic back yesterday, so I didn't make her until she just called me.
Good morning, everybody. Glad you could join us. We never would have expected 70-degree weather in November, but here we are. It would have been nice to meet one-on-one again, but we're going to go ahead and pick up with sort of these live stream or group meetings as we get into the soon-to-be colder months. Today we're going to go ahead and we'll warm up. We're going to talk about a couple of postures and give you some Gonker homework to take with you. So, with that in mind,
Good morning. Let us go ahead and start with a morning stretch. Get all the kinks out. As you relax your arms down, go ahead and lift that chest with a slight bend in your knees. Go ahead and bring your head down, rolling it to the right side, to the back, to the left. Continue all the way around. Begin to steady your breath. Again, keeping the slightest bend in your knees. And change directions. As you return back to center, go ahead and lift your head all the way up, closing your jaw. Still lifting that chest. And return to center. Go ahead and turn your head to the right side. And to the left. And back to center. Good. Go ahead and place your right palm by your left ear, gently easing it down with an inhale. And an exhale as you release, switching sides with an inhale and an exhale as you release. Good. Go ahead and, if you would, bring your fingertips to the back. Relax your elbows in, easing the chin down with an inhale and an exhale. Good. Relaxing those arms down. Let us go ahead and do some shoulder shrugs and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last time. And roll them back. Go ahead and continue that inhale and that exhale. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last time. And go forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last time. Good. Go ahead, shake it out. If you would, go ahead and rotate the wrists and change directions. Good. Relaxing the wrists. Let us go ahead and bring our forearms to center. We're going to do trunk twist to the right side first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last time. Good. If you would, go ahead and stretch out your left arm, easing the fingertips back. And release, switching sides. And release. Let us go ahead and bring our hands to our hips. We'll do some rotations around. Engaging the abdomen and the backside as well. Continue with this steady inhale and this steady exhale. Changing directions. Let's go ahead and return back to center. If you would, step forward with your right leg as you bend into the knee, keeping ears over shoulders, over hips. Good. Let us go ahead and step back and switch sides. And go ahead and ease back. Let us go ahead and find a spot on the floor. If you would, stretch out your left side, flexing the foot back and the toes back as you ease into your stretch. Be mindful of your posture and your breath. Continue with a steady inhale and a steady exhale. As you continue your stretch, go ahead and point the foot, point the toes. Just go ahead and slowly ease back, moving over to our right side. Stretch the foot back, flexing the toes back. With a steady inhale and a steady exhale, pointing the foot, pointing the toes. Let us go ahead and slowly ease back. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. As you draw the heels in, lifting the chest up first and slowly ease forward. Good. Let us slowly ease back. Very nice. So.
These moments where we get to connect, even though space might be great. We're not in the same space, but we are at the same time, warming up together, getting ready for Tai Chi. So it's special in the way that helps keeps us connected. Today, one of the things we want to talk about is the walk. And I want you to think about an exercise that is perfect this time of year, as my yard and probably a lot of other people's yards are covered in leaves. So one of the things I want you to do, and you can practice this now, but then I recommend practicing it outside, maybe in the backyard. But the idea is that you're going to take your normal horse stance, and you sort of dig your feet underneath the leaves. And then I want you to sort of slide for 2 steps. And the idea is that you're going to shift your weight and slide your foot forward underneath the leaves, shifting forward. And again, sliding underneath. So we've taken 2 steps. Our feet should have leaves on top of them. Your next 2 steps are going to be a flick, getting those leaves off as you step toe, heel. The next one you would flick, and then you'll step heel, toe. As I'm getting short on room, I'm going to reset. Again, starting in your horse stance, you're going to take 2 sliding steps. This is sort of loading up your feet with leaves. Slide. The next foot, you're going to flick, step, toe, heel, flick, step, heel, toe. Now the goal of this exercise is for you to practice this around the yard. It serves 2 purposes. Number 1, it serves intention. When we walk, especially the Tai Chi walk, it's not automatic. It's purposeful. The idea is that you are loading up both the right and the left with leaves. And then you're going to take those leaves and you're going to spread them out. So as you take that step and flick, you're getting rid of those leaves as you step. Getting rid of those leaves as you step. The other piece that this covers is that it helps us with our balance. As we flick, we want to make sure that we're not sort of flying all over the place. It's a control piece where we have to make sure we're locking in. Those pieces that we tend to forget, but are important. After going around the yard for a bit, taking a sliding step, flick, flick, I want you then, hopefully you have cleared a path for yourself. With that path that you've cleared then, we're going to start taking those lessons and putting them into the walk itself. As we take that first step then, it's important to recognize intention. I'm not just putting my foot toe heel. I have a purpose, and that purpose is reach. So what that means is, in my horse stance, I'm going to have to make sure that I squat down, that sitting on the stool we talked about, that concept of going down so I can reach forward. Now I have the ability to pull myself forward with that step. Again, the intention here is I want to reach as far as I can with my left leg. Heel first, so I have to go down to reach out. After I've placed it down, I roll on top of it. Again, I'm making that reach. It's a lot easier to reach if I bend my leg. So the idea then is I want to reach as far as I can, pulling myself forward, pushing down, pulling myself forward. As you do this around the yard, take advantage of warmer weather and bare feet. There's nothing like having the ground underneath you to practice Tai Chi. As you take your steps then, with that intention of reaching as far as you can, once you've made contact with the ground, grab it. Use that. So from your toes all the way up, you pull yourself forward. Same thing with the left leg. As you push into the ground, allow that to roll and bring the body forward. Each step then that you take is not only a grab, a pull, but it's done with intention. It doesn't just happen. It happens because you make it happen. It becomes a choice. That choice then is intention. You think about the fact that before you begin, you're going to be taking your steps. Before you begin, you think about taking larger steps. Before you begin, you start thinking about the fact that you're going to grab and pull, push and roll over. It's those type of thoughts that we should be focusing on instead of, did I turn the iron off, or do I need to balance my checkbook? As we begin the walk, it's important that that focus is on intention. So, having gone around the yard, loading up with leaves, tossing leaves, once you've done that around the yard, feeling that intention of gathering leaves, tossing leaves, apply it to the walk. The application then is that each step has an intention, a reaching, a grabbing, a pulling forward. A reaching, a pushing, a pulling forward. This intention then wakes up different parts of the body to help with it. If it's something you want, your body's going to help you to get it. So the idea then is you're locking in more. You're relaxing different areas. You're making that adjustment as you go. If you remember our Tai Chi symbol, it's not one or the other. It's both. So it's not that I'm completely rigid as I walk. It's a tightening and a relaxing. A tightening and a relaxing. That motion then is sort of the motor that keeps us going. So during your week, if you have an opportunity to practice some of that, I would recommend first practice with those steps in the yard where we kick the leaves off, and then applying that intention of gathering leaves and throwing them into our walk, which is an intention of stepping, grabbing, and making us move forward. The other piece that we're going to just touch on today is the rock. As a reminder for the rock, we have our T-stance. This T-stance gives us more ability, not only forward, backward, left, and right, but it gives us that stability then, or balance, to be prepared for whatever direction is coming. In this case, as we come forward, it's important that we remember you've got that heavy load on the back. So from the side, I'll do it this way. From the side, as you go, it's not that I'm just leaning forward, it's that the hips are being pulled back, and it brings the chest down. So again, it's not a hinge so much as it's a redistribution of weight. The hips go back, the front comes down. And then it reverses. As it comes under, it pulls the body up and back. Practice some of the rock during your week. We're going to touch on more of that and review a little bit of the walk next week as we go forward. As a reward for making it this far into the video, the joke of the day: how does a penguin build its home? He glues it together. And on that happy note, hope you have a wonderful week. Hopefully you're shaking your head at that joke because it was one of those jokes. Have a wonderful week. Thank you for being here. And we look forward to talking to you next time. Thank you.